Lady Bird is directed by Greta Gerwig and stars Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf. The story follows a young teenage girl who goes by the name Lady Bird, and we see how her life unfolds in her senior year of high school as well as the start of her college days, while also putting the relationships with her mother, family, and friends front and center. Lady Bird has been given plenty of hype over the last month since it came out in theaters. I actually saw this movie hit the record for best rated movie of all time on Rotten Tomatoes. Not sure if that still holds up, but back in the day when I saw it a couple weeks ago, that's where this movie was. So instantly, I just had some pretty big expectations for this film. I saw that it was only about a 90-minute film, which is fine with me because sometimes I don't like seeing really long movies. They get boring after a while. One of the things I noticed right away was how well written the screenplay was for Lady Bird. This movie reminded me of Manchester by the Sea, one of the best films of 2016. This movie seems to follow very similar beats to that because the dialogue here is very authentic. Everything these characters say feels like it's real dialogue. I'm not kidding. Every single time a character spoke, that's how I feel like the dialogue would go in a real life situation. The dialogue in this movie is so fluid. It just feels like a real life story or even a documentary. And that's why I like movies such as this or even Manchester by the Sea so much, is because they feel just so realistic and like a real life story told in front of the audience. But this is not just a story about a young teenage girl going through her days in high school. It's also about a mother-daughter relationship and how they get along every single day despite their differences. One of the main problems integral to the story is how Lady Bird's mom does not want her to go far away for college. On the other hand though, Lady Bird wants to go all the way to the East Coast, and this causes a lot of tension between the two. It's one of those things where the daughter thinks that her mother hates her because she doesn't let her do what she wants, but in reality, you know deep down, no matter what you do, your mom just loves you as much as she ever would. Saoirse Ronan knocks it out of the park in this role as Lady Bird. I thought she did an excellent job, and Laurie Metcalf might have just been the best part about this movie. She played a hard-nosed mom, one of those moms that a lot of us don't enjoy having because they're very overprotective of their kids. They don't want you to do things that they wouldn't do. That's the kind of character Laurie Metcalf plays in this movie, and I thought she was just excellent in this role. I think she should get nominated for Best Supporting Actress. And also, like Manchester by the Sea, this movie is very relatable because, I'll be honest, I went to a Catholic high school, and in this movie, Lady Bird goes to a Catholic high school. So it's just interesting for me to see the other side of the spectrum and what a girl might go through in the same situation as I went through at one point. But besides the mother-daughter relationship here, which I think is the best part about this entire movie, I also enjoyed seeing the relationships between Lady Bird and her friends as well as the rest of the family and her classmates too. She gets into trouble in some of the scenes, and I just thought the whole high school aspect of this movie was very enjoyable as well as just being relatable. Some of the relationships this movie leads into also gives us some emotional scenes which actually I felt very strong and powerful. Funny how I'm mentioning Manchester by the Sea so much, but I just can't help it because Lucas Hedges, who was in that movie, is also in this film, and he was also really good. I love the relationship between him and Lady Bird in this film. It's so dynamic, so new, refreshing. I just love the twists and turns this movie went in with their relationship. And I also can't do this review without mentioning how fast-paced this movie was. It's only 90 minutes long, but the editing just makes this movie move along so quickly. You get in the theater, and by the time it's over, you feel like about 30 minutes went by. This movie is the fastest paced movie I've seen all year long. Once the movie ended, it left me wanting to see more. I wanted to see where these characters would go from here on out. I would like to see what exactly happened to them. This movie actually takes place in the year 2002 to 2003. So I wonder where these characters are nowadays, even though it's a fiction. And that's going to be my only gripe with Lady Bird, is that the movie is a little bit too short and it moves through the story just a bit too fast. I certainly think in a couple of scenes they could have slowed down for you because this movie just has so many quick scenes that you don't get a chance to grasp onto these characters as much as you would have liked to. It's both good and bad because I love fast-paced movies. Those are the ones that keep you invested. But also, this movie did move along a little bit too quickly. But nonetheless, besides that one minor gripe, Lady Bird is definitely one of the best movies of the entire year. Very fast-paced, terrific performances given by Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf. I love the story here told. It's very relatable. The dialogue here is some of the best all year. I do hope this one wins Best Screenplay at the 2018 Oscars. It's that fantastic. Feels that authentic and real as you would want it to feel. And overall, this is just a really good movie. Is it better than Manchester by the Sea? I personally wouldn't say so, but you can swap them back and forth because they do feel very similar in the type of movies that they are. So therefore, I'm going to give Lady Bird the same grade I gave Manchester by the Sea, and that is a 92%. This is one of the most realistic movies I've seen all year and one of the best. If you guys have not seen Lady Bird yet, it should be in theaters for at least a couple more weeks. Go check it out if you get the chance. This is a really good one. Oscar season could not get any closer. I cannot wait for the 2018 Oscars. I still have a lot of movies I have to see before that happens. I can guarantee you guys, I'll probably miss a couple, but I'm hoping to see as many Oscar movies as possible. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button, follow me on Twitter at SvenSulley, and follow me on Snapchat at SvenMovies. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.